Hey, what's up? You're watching the Sip Sip Show. My name is Egan. Artis behind me. Kami sedang merindu si Amat yang kini berada di Thailand. Amat, kalau kau nampak ni show, saya tahu apa kau buat. Jadi kau jangan nakal-nakal sana. Before we start, I just wanna express some kind of a sadness juga lah for the people in Palestine, and yalah, for our Muslim brothers and sisters. We continue to pray the Kunut Nazilah, and dia bilang berbisik-bisik di bumi tapi sampai ke langit. So yeah. Anyway, today is a very special day. As you can see, we have mics. We're very grateful for that. And another special thing is we have our youngest interviewee.
Hello.
So she's been around doing all kinds of things.
Yes. Have I?
I guess, kan?
I guess so.
You can say that.
Yeah.
And one of the things you've been doing is public speaking.
Yes. Most recently.
Allison Chan Kui Yun, which I just discovered is partially from Keningau.
Yeah, my mom is from Keningau.
Di mana Keningau?
Keningau Ululiawan.
That's like very very close to my kampung. So
Possibly cousin. Imagine.
Meletup kat telinga. So Allison.
Yeah.
I call you Allison.
Allison Chan. Allison,
Chan.
yeah.
So Allison ke Chan?
Allison.
Allison.
Yeah.
You're a public speaker. Can I say you're a public speaker?
Sure.
Alright. And you've been to this Bahagian state international level competition.
Yeah.
For public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before we go there,
Yeah.
can you tell a bit to the audience like who you are, a bit about yourself lah.
A bit about myself. Okay. My name is Allison Chan. My school, people call me Chan, but I'm comfortable with people outside of my school call me Allison. To be honest, I consider myself as a regular 17-year-old high school student. I really don't really see myself as someone as this very big person. I think I'm just a very normal high school kid who's just very passionate in learning new things and discover about societal issues. Most importantly, in the world issues, I really like discovering those. Thank you. Yeah.
So does this fuel you as a public speaker in these competitions that you joined recently?
To be honest, I think you have heard that I have not only joined public speaking, but I have also been in debates, in Maya Nilam, etc. To be honest, as a public speaker, I don't, since it's a government competition, right? I couldn't really talk a lot about world issues. Yeah, it's a government competition, so I limit myself into self-motivation. Yeah, because I also really love self-improvement journey. So I really like something that empowers other people and lift other people up. So
it's like generic feel-good things, lah.
Yeah. Not really. There's a student that talks about world issues, but I decided to not go into that within my public speaking because I was afraid that it would affect the marking. So I focuses on believing in yourself topic because I really like motivating people. In terms of public speaking, I like motivating people. In terms of world issues, that is where it lifts me up as a debater, but not really as a public speaker.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you about this motivation.
Yeah.
These motivational things.
Mm-hmm.
But let's take a short break.
Yeah.
And we'll come back after this. Gitu. So we're back. Bikin sound check apa segala kebaruan ada mic. So Allison.
Yeah.
We're still in your background punya cerita.
Mm-hmm.
So you love motivational topic.
Self-improvement.
Why?
The reason why I like self-improvement, it started when I was 14, right? When I was 14, it was pandemic time, and then I realized that I was laying in my bed all day and scrolling through TikToks. So that is when I realized that I felt so miserable and depressed that time. And that is when I found myself stepping in a journey to self-improvement. And that is when I realized that I find very much joy in improving myself and motivating others, for sure.
When you say all these things yang happening during the lockdowns kan?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate sikit? Because I know I was stuck with her.
Really?
Yeah. We became this one big. No. It sounds interesting. It's interesting. Bukan.
Yeah.
We get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
We get to know. I mean, a lot of things about us, kind of thing, and I guess we bonded. Yeah, we bonded. It was a good thing. And I guess for an ambivert artist / government servant like me, I found some kind of a tranquility.
Yeah.
What happened to you in those times?
What happened to me during those time? When I was 14, I think it was. I was a very radical activist that time. It was when I was 14 I started interested in all of this like politics stuff. That is when I was it was all started from TikTok. TikTok, they had a lot of activists out there talking about this movement. That is when I found myself being a radical. I found myself being a radical, and then I discovered a lot of local organizations. So I was pretty much depressed because as an activist, right, I was pretty much very angry. I was very angry at the world. I totally remember being an angry activist at that age. But that is when I was like, I think there's something wrong with me, I realized, because I was depressed, I was angry with the world, like those Greta Thunberg kind of stuff. That is when I decided to step out from social media, basically deleted TikTok and everything, and then started to this self-improvement journey. And then that is when I found myself really love studying and also learning about things outside of my school as much as possible. Yes, that's the key there.
What was the thing that made you really want to be an activist? Is there a niche?
There is.
Here?
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Sure, we can. Obviously, the most common that time, it was 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a very radical feminist.
Oh, okay.
I was a very radical feminist. I remember I was 14, and then I wanted to volunteer in a NGO helping women, and they were like, "Don't you have school?"
Mm-hmm.
It was like that. But now I don't really consider myself as a radical activist anymore. I consider myself as a humanitarian instead of activist. Sure.
So you actually pergi rumah orang diantar like
I joined that once.
Okay.
It was in pandemic. It was distributing food, but it was a Buddhist organization.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not enrolled into the feminist organization.
But you had the experience of doing that, lah.
When we're young, we have this skewed view in people's mind that we don't really have any experience. So I remember when I was 14, I basically wrote like essays or application to two organizations. The first one was the feminist organization, and the second one, it was to help immigrants. It was to help immigrants, and I got rejected both of the organization because I was very young, which I totally understandable. Now I'm thinking back, I was definitely ridiculous. What was I thinking that I could do something, right? But the only thing that I could join, the easiest one, was volunteer to distribute food during the COVID to a Buddhism organization. That was the easiest one because it was just very simple thing.
Ate, kau mau tambah anything about volunteerism?
No.
My perspective, most of these atas aktivis yang sudah experience and out there started with volunteering.
Really?
Started with cuci piring, kasih bersih tandas, and they started with the very things that you do. And it's okay. And I guess a lot of people are judgy lah. When it comes to age, when it comes to all these things lah. But I always have some kind of a middle finger for people like this.
Really?
Because we have Exhibit A. We have Ate here. I always tell this story. I'm very proud of it. After SPM, Ate has no time to be stupid.
Really?
Yeah. So she started volunteering right after SPM. Kan Teh?
Okay. Very, very good.
Dia mau cerita, saya cerita. So after SPM, she started volunteering for the Good Shepherd Sisters and Pusat Belia Alam Mesra. And then
I heard that. Teacher very net.
Lepas tu?
Hah?
Yeah.
Lepas tu kau pergi mana? So she did banyak benda.
Oh my lord.
And
she's star.
And I mentioned this. Dia tak mau cerita. It's okay. So where am I going with this? You said migrants. You said something about migrants. Your interest to help them.
Immigrants. Yeah.
It's fascinating that at the age of 14 that you can I say you understood these type of people being a problem. Do you see anything? I mean, why did you like mention them?
Yeah, why
would you want to help them?
Okay, so it all started when my dad worked as a driver.
Okay.
Very interesting story. My dad works as a driver, and because he's a man, he needs to make a living for us family. He makes money through, I don't know, I shouldn't be saying this, but I will be honest with you. How do I know the issue going through with immigrants and refugees? Because my dad worked as a driver, and he always his customers majority for like 2 to 3 years actually, he was drive around for refugees. Because the thing about refugees and immigrants is that always ada macam this police checkup. They will like serbu a place, especially a construction place, and then that is when the moment that they will call my dad, and my dad would like angkat them to a safer place like that. And then they can't really hire, like if they want to go somewhere, they can't really macam just follow a random car because they're gonna get caught by the police. So my dad is considered as this like private driver because they trust my dad to drive them around. So my dad is a driver for them, and that is when me and my dad, my family, we reflect a lot about the life of immigrants and refugees in Sabah. Is that they are families, because we've seen the refugees, they're women, they get pregnant, but they are scared to drive to the hospital or else they get caught by the police, so they will call my dad to lift them up. So that is when I told my dad, I was like, you know, orang Sabah, right? We have this very much we have this very low view. They call this like, PTI, like that. They were like, they don't deserve to be here. They need to go back to their country. You bikin sama gedong di sini and everything. But I told my dad, I realized that they came here for refuge. They want a roof, their family, and they want to live. That is when I realized that, okay, in terms of legal matters, of course it's illegal to just breach a country, but in the same time, right, it doesn't mean that we should dehumanize them. They deserve to be treated just like human, like migran juga manusia kind of things. Yeah, that is where I learned about how terrible the life of immigrants and refugees. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they ran around like they couldn't even drive somewhere to a grocery store like a normal person because they're scared of being caught by the police. So I feel bad that people very dehumanize them, for sure.
And you've heard stories of you seen these
Yeah, I interact with them a lot because they're my father's customer. Because when my father didn't have a job, my dad he had a very like a business collapse. He couldn't find a job. These people are the one that kasih hidup kami. So I have this pretty much like a positive view on, if it weren't for them, I wouldn't have survived during the 2 to 3 4 years. If they weren't my dad's customer, if we wouldn't be survive until now. Yeah, so my dad makes a living from angkat dorang pergi tempat ke tempat sometimes. Yeah.
Seems like you found yourself during the lockdowns and also throughout all these experiences.
Yeah, very. I think difficult times introduce us to ourselves. So a lot of these experiences from very terrible financial background, from kampung to my parents' divorce and everything, it's just like it's a lot, but that is where myself is formed. Yeah.
One part of me is like super happy that you get to understand yourself throughout all these ordeals. One part of me is like, shit, saya 40 baru, then now I understand things about myself, because I consider myself like this man child yang tidak pandai matang-matang.
Really?
Even after I got married. I mean, me and my wife, we argue a lot, and
wow,
I guess betul-betul lah for me, like life starts after you're 40, and only recently I've been finding things out, discovering, or you can say rediscovering some parts about myself. And the lockdowns really kind of like gave that boost for me to understand myself, my wife, my kids, my in-laws. And yes, people died and there were sufferings, but I am really thankful for that time. Sangat, I don't know. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
It grounds
that you get to see this in your lifetime before kau even 20, and this only happens during, I guess, special times. If you can see that
during special times,
like the pandemic, war,
or like life events in general, right?
Yeah.
Personal life events. I think that a lot of people said it's good that you're young and you discovered yourself, you've been through a lot, you have this big passion. But in my personal opinion, in a view of a young person, sometimes you do wish that you had a regular childhood or regular teenage life. A lot of adults said like, it's very good that you're a teenager and you went through a lot, and now look at you, you're being like this entire thing, know a lot about life. But in a view of a young person, sometimes what you want is just to be happy. Sometimes I think that it's not bad that you discovered yourself perhaps, if you consider this, it's not really bad that you discovered yourself after you're 40 or after you're 30, or your life starts after you're 40, after your marriage, because it's different for everyone. It's lucky that I don't know. I don't think life. I just don't.
It has its own pace. Like.
Yeah, it has its own pace. Yeah. Like your life starts. You believe that life starts after you're 40, right? Which is very good. I always tell my dad that growth happens at every age.
Is that more like an advice to your dad, or like sembang kosong, and you're like, Dad?
Yeah, because I think my dad always say things like, you're young and you went through a lot. That's a very good thing. He always say, like, because it matures you, it grounds you, which I think it's really good. But personally, I feel like there is no certain age that good to discover life. Life happens at every age.
You close with him?
Very close.
Oh.
We bond a lot. I think my dad is like the closest man ever. We talk a lot. Yeah. What do you? Oh wait. Okay. What?
Yeah.
Why do you? Why do you feel like you're not like mature like that?
Because I'm not.
Really?
I guess I still reminisce. I still look back, and I have, not to say regrets. I mean, I'm happy with my past, and I'm happy to move on. But there are certain things that I cannot just forget, and these incidents, or I guess these memories, I've grown attached to them. And,
wow, I like that.
Yeah, and when it comes to it affects my present day habit. Like if I see action figures, toys like this,
Yeah.
it will nudge me to do like go shopping, and rationalize myself that this is the childhood that you never had, and if you want, it's just one after another, and I think after the lockdowns, I had some kind of a anxiety attack, I guess. I mean, I don't want to like self-diagnose myself and say, oh, I have anxiety.
Perhaps like the symptoms of anxiety, right?
I think it was maybe it was just overdose of caffeine. Yeah, that was the time when we drank coffee the most, and beer. So I really felt like I was gonna die this one night. I was convinced if I sleep, I was going to be dead. And this is a bit of a long one, but it's interesting.
Wow, I want to hear that.
So it was like almost 5:30 in the morning, and I did some editing. I was doing some artworks, and I was feeling like I need to stay up, because if I sleep, I'll die. And at that few moments, I really I said my goodbyes. I kissed my wife, and she was sleeping.
Oh my Lord.
Kissed the girls, my daughters, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, tidur lah. And when I slept, I had a very weird dream. I was my thoughts and memories are still with me. I'm still me, Egan, but I was in this baby of a physical body baby thing, and I was like, it felt really Hollywood, really movie kind of thing, when it's like macam saya orang putih ni saya rasa. And I was like, there was a mother figure yang bilang she's my mom carrying me, but I was convinced I was talking in her language, saying that I have a wife and kids. I need to go back to them right now. Like, wow. I need to go back now. And I realized like this might be a dream. And I tried to walk to the front door. I realized I couldn't walk. I was scrolling like, is this reincarnation? Did I really die in that sleep just now and I'm reincarnated as a baby? Terus saya mau pergi pintu, terus saya mau pergi pagar, and then someone picked me up and brought me back into the house. And I was like, okay, it's gonna be like 16 years until I can get out of this house. So in that dream, I forgot how it ended. I woke up and I realized I wasn't dead, and at that moment I feel like there's a purpose ni kenapa I'm doing my art, why I'm doing all this documentation, why I'm doing all these interviews. I want, because mati itu pasti. Like we're going to die. So that is what my purpose is, to document all these things and to tell my daughter like how Papa lived, how I need to document this so she understands when she grows up, and she'll understand me if I die. I mean when I die, whatever. So I became really, what to say, obsessed lah, rajin sikit lah, to document all these things, do my artworks. I found a new method of expressing myself artistically, and I guess it became the sip that we know today lah. I mean, bukan lah know today like famous, but in my circle. Oh man, come on. So yeah,
I guess it really shows this story of yours is really profound. It reminds me that it's not death that we should be feared of, it is not beginning to live.
Wow.
Right, like if we die, we're not gonna be scared of we're gonna die. We need to be scared that we haven't lived our life, because technically we are dying every day. Right, we're dying every moment, every day we live, we die. So we should live what we want, chase our life purpose and do what we like, do what we want.
That makes sense. I mean, I was listening to this other podcast and they were saying that the quality, the, how you say, people nowadays in general can live longer than people 10 years ago.
Why?
Because of the quality of medication that we have, the technology, healthcare.
Okay.
But the quality of life is something else. Like you can live, but you might be paralyzed, or you can live, but you live in a very shitty city.
That's right.
And that brings me to my next segment, gitu. So we'll take a break.
Yeah.
A 5-minute break, gitu. We'll come back and I'll continue bombarding you with questions. See ya. So just now we were talking about you, your circle, your environment, a bit about your dad, your family. I guess still in that realm, kita keluar sikit.
Yeah, let's go.
What you are, I guess what you're passionate about right now. Debate, public speaking, TED Talk maybe.
Oh my god. Really?
Is that in the list?
One day.
Malaysia, Sabah has a.
Really?
I think UMS has a license for TEDx.
Seriously?
We had one.
We had one?
We had one TEDx.
You belong in the UMS?
I'm not. That time, I think there was Jared Abdurrahman, Pangrok Sulap.
Wow, I like Pangrok Sulap.
Yeah, they were giving a TED Talk. Pangrok Sulap giving a TED Talk. Wow.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it felt like it felt very localized. I think it's in YouTube.
So I'll check that out.
TEDx UMS, lepas tu ada macam ada wakid, ada padi, begitu, very kamatan gitu. Nice lah. So you TED Talk. If you were to do TED Talk, apa topik kau?
If I were to do TED Talk, what would the topic be? I really like to talk about. I believe that public speaking should really about making impact for the people. So if I had one topic, it would be something that leaves a message for the listeners. Yeah, a message. Possibly, I think I'm really leaning towards something that would motivate them. Yeah, that's for sure.
I kind of have this random t-shirt idea
Uh,
for speakers like you. Cakap senang lah. This you talk.
yeah.
Cakap senang lah. But behind talking, behind public speaking, behind debate, what kind of training do you do?
Kind of training do I do?
I mean, obviously you read.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you do macam like purposely have debates with people?
Oh my lord. Okay, so debate is actually I call it a constructive argument, which means like the argument is not something messy. It is actually very what should I say, like professionally, but I don't really like
Hold on. So Allison,
yeah.
do you pick fights with people with debate? That was the question tadi kita sambung.
Personally, I think that sometimes it's better to lose an argument than lose a person. So it depends on the people.
But in the name of debate,
In the name of debate,
do you debate purposely? But the other person has to know lah that she's ini orang debate ni orang, so I have to like, it's like sparring lah. Sparring.
Yeah, I do. With my debater friends, yeah, we purposely debate. Sometimes it's 6 a.m. we would ask a provoking question.
It's a bit too early.
Yeah, never early for an argument. Never too early.
Well, what's a typical argument for?
A typical argument for us has always been about gender debates. We always debate about gender, and I enjoy it a lot. Yeah.
Contoh?
They always ask about like they always ask the difference between gender equality and gender equity, like that. So it's like this kind of topic, a male role, female role kind of thing.
Huh?
You can try.
I would not even try.
So it's like those kind of topic.
Oh. Do you know Serata?
What?
Serata.
Oh,
It's
Serata.
an NGO about gender equality.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
In Sabah.
In Sabah.
Oh, nice.
The
We'll check them out.
I mean, the founder are friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Very
I
nice.
mean, we're from the same circle.
Yeah, all NGOs.
Yeah. Yeah, you should meet them before they are founder pergi KL.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
How does your family? I mean, I know you get support for doing this, but how do they just macam dari belakang just follow, or are they an active supporter, like they involve themselves in your life?
My families.
Yeah.
I'm quite far from my family.
Okay.
I think both they are supportive, but from afar. They're not really as active, and moreover, I don't really expose myself like I'm going this. Usually, I kind of just stay quiet in what I'm in. It's not. Yeah, I'm pretty much I just stay quiet, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm representing myself. And I'm like, what? You didn't tell us like that. I'm quite quiet about my journey. Do they want to be involved? Not. I don't know. They kind of just support. Yeah, they show their support, but they're not really much. Should I say like sangat like, tell me how do you like, not as
typical
much.
Asian parents lah.
Yeah.
Typical Asian / keningau.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yang support tapi tidak support.
Yeah, true. It's always,
Betul.
yeah, like just like okay, very good, but not as much as how my teachers are very involved.
Kau tunggu kalau ada RMIT, dorang start tipsy and they tell their friends how they're very like proud of their kids.
Oh my god, it's very funny. I agree.
Your friends in school, when they know you're doing this,
My of course it's a well-known thing, but I don't really
Do you get treated differently by teachers
by teachers like that.
like that?
No. I think if I don't do my schoolwork, they would still be mad at me. So I would say that
This is special treatment.
I don't. Although I'm closer with my teacher because we have this bond that we went through certain journeys together and their support for me, but I don't think that I'm defined by my accomplishment. I think that I can achieve the biggest thing in the world, and if I don't do schoolwork, they shall punish me the same. I don't think that I do a lot of this thing, so I deserve a special treatment or be treated with specialty. I don't think so, because accomplishment really doesn't define someone, and I don't really tie myself up to my accomplishment.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm very quiet about my things. I don't really tell my friends a lot about like, hey, I do this, I have this. Like, they don't know that. They would be just like, oh yeah, she's a normal person in my class. I just like being identified as that.
Do you schedule like special time for all these activities?
Oh my god.
For you to do alone, like train yourself, read ka, or do you have like a specific time yang I'm in the zone, jangan kacau saya, and let me do my thing?
Oh my god. I think a person who does that has a very strong focus, because I don't do that. I'm very messy.
What do you like to do? Like your me time. Apa kau bikin?
My me time, this is something quite boring, but my me time, I really like to just sit and think. Oh my god.
Itu deep, sial.
I just like to sit and think. It's quite boring, but I just prefer to pretty much think about thoughts. think about thoughts. So
you have like, do you document your thought streams?
oh my god. I have a notebook which a lot of my thoughts in it, but pretty much it's always about suiting my intrusive thoughts, because if you are someone who likes to sit and think, sometimes your thoughts can control you. That's me. A lot of time I'm so in my own world. I dive deep too much in my own world that I lose control of myself. What happens when I lose control of myself is that I would think that I am powerless. But the truth is, all those intrusive thoughts, I am the creator of them. But I would forget that I create those thoughts. So that is the crazy part. So I don't really document those bad thoughts, but I document my lovely thoughts to help myself, so I can read them through.
What's a lovely thought?
What's a lovely thought? I think a lovely thought.
What's a lovely thought?
A lovely thought, I would say, pretty much, let's say hypothetically, you have a thought that disturbs you. A lovely thought is something that can find a goodness in the bad thought. For example, I am a failure. Okay, this is bad thoughts. I'm not doing good enough. I'm terrible. The lovely thought is that perhaps that maybe it's a good problem to have, that you don't think you're enough, because maybe you can be stronger, you can be better, you can be even, there's a way more powerful version of you, like that kind of things. So I think a lovely thought is something that really brings out a strength in you. It's like taking a bad experience, a bad thought, and turning it into something good. I consider it as a lovely thought, actually. Yeah, because they help me a lot.
If your brain is like
Yeah.
a pie,
Yeah, a pie.
one big pie, do you have one piece for like BTS ka, Blackpink ka? Do you dwell in those
Like,
popular
oh my god.
do you mainstream? Do you do mainstream?
What mainstream, like pop culture?
Yeah.
I like philosophy. I dwell philosophy a lot. I dwell on a lot of philosophy and finance and leadership. I dwell a lot on those things. Sometimes I kind of like imagine I'm like this coach that teaches people how to manage things, which is quite boring. Yeah.
Do you listen to Taylor Swift?
Do I listen to Taylor Swift?
Because what you've been saying about philosophy, ideologies.
I love ideologies.
She can cover all these things and make it look pop
Really?
ish, and people would think like, oh, this is shallow.
Yeah.
This is really a blonde thing. But if you see her design process, if you see her thought details, she is very minute to the detail where I mean, she's a poet. She like you, she thinks. And this is another podcast I've been listening, and this lady is a Swiftie, so she romanticized Taylor Swift lah. And back in the day, like I guess 15 years ago, 10 probably, we used to do poetry nights. We call it VOFTA, Voices from the Asylum.
Wow.
We had a gallery, it's called the Asylum, so we did a poetry night, and we were inspired by her to read her lyrics as poems, and
Wow.
people didn't recognize the words when it's read like a poem. And then when we're done with the poetry, we told the audience that this is actually my friend read it. It's actually the lyrics to 21, one of her songs, and people are like, what the
Yeah.
21?
22 ke 21?
Tidak pula kan. Saya bukan Swiftie, sorry.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't know where I'm going with this, but your deep ideologies probably can be translated to something that is approachable.
Creative.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe something for you to think about during your debates,
Yeah.
your public speaking sessions.
Very good. Yeah.
Bercakap lah kau.
What?
So macam Egan cakap tadi kan, sebab kawan-kawan organisasi lain kan, dorang akan melawan guna perkataan. Contoh dorang bikin sajak atau puisi.
Yeah.
Tapi puisi kebanyakan Indonesia lah yang keras. So mungkin kalau kau boleh try yang begitu.
Really?
Ayat-ayat kau untuk melawan.
Wow.
Jahatnya saya mengajar.
Hey.
Ya,
Bukan
I like that.
melawan, tapi
ya.
memertabatkan debate.
Yeah, true.
Menyuarakan.
So every time kalau kawan-kawan yang berpuisi kan, yang antara kau menangis atau kau kembang bulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like this page, Afendi Saleh in Sabda Perubahan.
Okay.
I really like that they do implement a sajak and all in their political ideologies, it is really beautiful to see that they can transform what they believe in into an art. It's totally amazing. I really like that, which I really love your recommendation actually.
Yeah,
But
selalu cakap sama untuk anak dia kan.
yeah, very nice. I do consider myself as a creative person sometimes, but perhaps like it's not that unleashes you, you know. Sometimes I don't really know how to let the creativity in me spark. Like writing, I'm very terrible at it. I'm very terrible at creative writing. Yeah.
I was in this film festival recently.
Yeah.
Sea Shots in Central Market.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, the recent one
Mm-hmm.
for this year. So a friend was there, Zan Azli. Hi Zan. He was giving a talk on how to make films. It was a question answer session.
Yeah.
So the moderator was asking like, how do you make films? How do you teach young people how to make films? And he was saying like, I graduated as an accountant,
Wow.
and now he's a film
Director or
slash
filmmaker.
journalist.
Yeah.
He talks for Al Jazeera. I'm sorry if I got it wrong, Zan. So he said something very penting lah, I feel. You have all these experiences, all these theories, all these papers. What you need to do now is like go out, live a little.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess bukanlah maksud dia macam kau mesti hidup susah. No, just I guess travel.
Yeah.
Experience new types of friends, and itulah, live a little. I guess maybe your age right now, bukan saya bilang saya tua, I'm experienced, no, but I guess maybe you need to do all the above.
Yeah.
Then your what you claim as terrible in writing would come naturally.
Wow.
Probably you'll be talking from experience right now too.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's you. You're amazing.
What?
In the future Allison is amazing.
Wow. Come. I mean, the future us and the present us are both amazing, right? because we only do what we know best in the present, right? So.
Okay, people who support you, okay? Still in that subject.
Okay.
I think we have a mutual friend here. Saya mau jadi emosi ni ke? Cut? Okay. Yeah, producer bilang cut. So we cut. We have a very mutual. We have a mutual supporter.
We?
Yeah, you and me.
Oh my god.
Her name is Marinette.
Oh my god. Don't forget to mention my name.
Ini ialah sesi untuk kita membawang depan dia.
Okay, let's do it.
Di belakang.
Okay.
Whatever the position.
Yeah.
How is, I mean, we talk about teachers kan tadi, but maybe this person to you is something else. How is her support to you? Like what is she?
What is
you
she?
Want to leave the room?
So, it's a very heartwarming question because I think teacher net support to me is it's very, oh my god, sorry, emotional, because teacher Marinette it's why do I consider public speaking is one of the happiest experience I ever had throughout all the other competitions I had, because she was very like human, like very human, like we can have fun. It's not all about the trophy, it's not all about the winning like that. She's very like,
it's not about KPI.
Yeah, we talk about kasi tinggi KPI, but nah. She was like, just have fun, Chan, like let loose of yourself like that. Like speaking really allowed me to like just become a human a little bit, and I like that. I love being a human. Sounds like I'm not
yeah, you have no choice.
I have no choice to live like a human. True. Yeah, being human is like, it's filled with, sometimes we forgot that we have our bad days and we have our emotional turbulences. There's like, it makes you think like there's something wrong with me, but the truth is there's nothing wrong with you. You're just experiencing the human life, and it's the nature of life where we have to go through that like that.
Shit, you saw that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, that took me years to understand. Yeah, the reason why I brought her up is
because
this is her place.
We're using her house.
But seriously, I mean, I have relatives of my own before I got married, obviously. But and when I got married to my wife,
Yeah.
I didn't expect, like, you know, this stigma about maybe you don't because you're not married.
But
This
let's
stigma
tell me though.
with, in-laws and how you are married to just one person and everything else is a package that comes along with that one person. But I see this support coming from I call her Kakanet lah, you call her Miss Marinette. So, gitu kan. She is, for me, she is a different entity. She is this different, how you say, source of energy that I need sometimes when I feel like I need to bodoh, so I can bodoh with her.
I need to bodo so I can bodo.
That category, right? And we can like text
Yeah.
stuff together, and she listens to my bodo.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure if you have your bodo moment.
I do. But yeah.
And in retrospect kan, like after like one day or like after a week yang dia layan juga sel. And yeah, I
speechless. Yeah.
and I feel for a teacher person thing, they don't have to like motivate and again, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I feel like a teacher sometimes just, I'm not a teacher, so I'm just talking out of my ass right now. They just need to be there.
Yeah.
And bukan mau menganjing atau membodek, menjilat, but she listens to everything.
Yeah.
Kan? Do you agree with me?
I do. I totally agree. The reason why, because I know how it feels like being like, oh my god, she actually accept the side of me.
Oh my god, this is weird.
She actually got this side of me, and then the side that probably rejected by most people, including yourself, but someone accepted it.
Do you feel like she
that.
does this to everyone else?
I mean, do you do it too?
Living witnesses gitu.
Yeah, I'm living witnesses, but I mean, she's a whole different person in school. She's
I've never seen that side.
Yeah, you want to know the side? I mean, the side of her in school is that she's known to be this garang teacher. Yeah, but student like me, I think I consider myself as lucky that I get to see a side of her that really like.
So that's the special part of being a
being with her in the public speaking journey. But she gives deepest empathy to a lot of students. I heard a lot of stories from her, the way she helped impoverished students without expecting anything in return, the way she are so attentive to students' need when, for example, when she saw a student who possibly, let's say, wear an old sock or whatever, she noticed that and she would buy a new sock like that. And then when her students lost at a competition, she didn't feel sad or like, yeah, you guys should do better. No, she said like, we won because we did our best and we're happy, so we should celebrate the loss, because the loss isn't actually a loss, it's a win for us because we're happy with it.
Shit, this is like deja vu, Kakanet.
Kala ko mo nagis anjing. I'm just saying.
There was this scene, this scenario where this group of choir, fill me in, dirang macam tidak menang this one competition, like huge choir thing, and I don't know if that's her or the sister, which is my wife. Dirang macam, it's okay, we didn't win, but at least they I forgot the word. Like kita like held our heads high, and we still have this dignity. And we don't menganjing and cakap like bad things about the winner,
the opponents.
And that showed class lah begitu.
And
I guess her being a student then, experiencing that, now she's a teacher, kasih impartation sudah.
True.
Circle sial. Congratulations kakak.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Oh yo, cerita berani oh.
It's like that.
Indah tu. Sini suruh menangis.
Si Ahmad tak? Ahmad, kau ada tugas.
Dia bagadu ni sama kadet.
Itulah. Paling anu lah tu.
Oh my lord.
Okay, kita punya topik sangat off sudah. Okay, we go to the last question, which is a big one, and we take a breakfast and we take a breakfast and we'll come back after this. Okay, nothing special. But I am artistic, actually. But my works were not recognized. Dirang rasa macam my works is like negative. Teachers thought my drawings are weird. So what I do, memang saya ada narcissistic punya tabiat jugalah. So I would go to the notice board. Saya kasih sisip, saya punya lukisan sana. Saya masuk dalam. Because all the drawings yang cantik-cantik, yang kena pilih paint there kan. So I kasih masuk yang gambar ular lah, gambar apa semua.
That's crazy because there shouldn't be this thing called ugly art. It's only the school, right?
Actually, there is ugly art.
There is. I love trash art. I love trashy art, abstract, those. I love those.
Let's not go there. Nggak habis ni.
Okay.
That's my territory.
That's my territory. Art.
I wanted to ask you this one question.
What is it?
Now that you are young, maybe 10, 20 years to come, you might want to go back to this moment and tengok balik your answers for this. Like, what did I say?
Oh my god, it's gonna be. Oh, it's fine.
Let's document this moment.
It means I have grown. I guess.
If you were powerful / leader / YB / ketua kampung.
Ketua kampung. I want to be ketua kampung.
What would you do?
What would I do?
Take this as a topic for your public speaking gitu.
Wow.
Like can you imagine something in your head right now? Like, I mean, it doesn't have to be your kampung. It doesn't have to be your district, but something that you might think about.
Something that I might think about. What would I do if I have all those big power, right?
4 minutes.
No. Let's make it chill. If I have all the power in the world, I would really love to become a good person. Sorry, because I know a lot of people have a very bad view on power, right? People vilify power a lot. A matter of fact, a lot of people antagonize their own power. Like, they have big power, so they would like to misuse it. They don't want to waste their power, so they misuse their power. Even if we're talking about in politics, because politics is very famous for the power, right? There's the father of political science, which is Machiavelli. Machiavelli actually said that a man cannot be both powerful and clean at the same time. So I think that if obviously, to rose to power is not always pure. Let's be honest, right? A lot of politicians, they rose to power. Perhaps they have done some work that in favor of a more powerful man than them, and they will give power to the person. But personally, if I ever get the position of a leader, I would like to become a good person. That's all. To fulfill my purpose for the nation, for the people, for my society. That is one thing that I would like to do. I don't wish to promise all these big things like I would open more branch of McDonald's, or I would fix the huge poverty nation. All these huge promises. I don't really like making those promises. If I was this huge power, I would just stay true to my purpose in helping those in need. That is one thing that I like to focus on, which is that with the power that we have comes with great responsibility. So if I have big power, I like to take my responsibility with purpose and take the responsibility with or shall I say tanggung jawab, take the tanggung jawab very seriously. That's the only answer that I can give for my brain right now, because I cannot promise those big things, right? I think the answers that most people expect to say, if I have a huge power, they expect me to say, you want to build more cheaper houses so people can afford it. You want to fix the road of Sabah because we have those roads that tidak pernah kena bagus in pedalaman punya tempat. These are external issues, which is very important to take care of as a leader. But with all those power, it's more important to become a good person, fulfill their purpose, helping people. That's important, I think. Why?
You answered it.
I mean,
I wanted to ask you things that annoy you as a person right now,
things
your age, but you kind of covered it with the road, expensive housings.
Expensive, yeah. We have a very expensive housing here. A lot of young people couldn't afford their homes right now. The estate price just goes hike up over years. So we can make a lot of big promises, right? It's very easy to say that, we can establish more affordable housing for people so they can have more houses. But how many people are actually willing to do it? So I think with the great power, the greatest thing one can do is just remain as a good person, rather than make all these lies, promising to people what they can do. What if they just become a good person? Help those people. Don't make all these promises. Go out there and take actions. That is important with power. I don't want to go any further, I think.
I mean, I have my, disagreements, I guess.
What is it?
About being a good person / politician.
Yeah.
I don't think you can use those two words together.
Yeah.
Macam, a politician is always crooked sikit.
Yeah, very.
Not to say crooked like jahat, no, but they maneuver in a different way than other people. I've been listening to a lot of Keluar Sekejap podcast.
Yeah.
And listening to all these politician punya method, I guess. It shows that you can be a professional, you can be a good person, but when you're a politician, it's like a different mask. You're a totally different player.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the next generation might play this political game differently.
Yeah. Cannot promise that, because young people always view these young people as the reform, the transformation, right? But not all young people are like that, 100%. Because young people are also people that crave power. It's human nature that all of us have our own desires. All of us have our own ego. All of us have our own desires. And when we are used by our desire, for example, politicians, right? They have great power. Sorry, they have great power.
But you're talking as a politician.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Ketua kampung.
Ketua kampung lah kan. Ketua kampung lah. We have great power. We can either we shouldn't be enslaved by our desires. The reason why politicians are corrupted because they are enslaved by their own desires and their own ego. And it's what can I say? This is human nature. For centuries, we look back, it's totally impossible for a person with this great power said that they are totally clean. I have not done anything. Would you believe that? If a politician said right now, like, I have never done anything and anything like that,
Oi, percaya.
you would believe? You would?
Percaya. Kalau ada
We never know, right?
Kalau ada brim.
Yeah, that's power right there. For centuries, I mean, it's human nature that everybody wants to rise to power, no matter how much a human deny that. I don't like being this ego narcissistic, but everybody has their narcissistic side, and that's okay. They can embrace it whatever they want as long as they're not hurting anyone. Yeah. I think it's the 48 Laws of Power. I really like that book.
What?
48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. It's a very good book. I think the book is amazing for people that likes to study the hierarchy of politics. You should look into it. Very good. 48 Laws of Power. It talks.
I'm gonna wait until they make a movie out of it.
They probably.
Baca.
Yeah, I mean, you can just find the short ones. They have banyak summary because it's so famous. So Robert Greene talks a lot about human nature.
Okay.
And if we are someone that wants to be in this kind of world where humans are like berebut kuasa and everything, it's good to study about human nature of desires, ego, all of that kind of thing. Yeah, I really like that.
How do you
What?
when you describe yourself and you say your writing's terrible, how? I'm listening to a lot of brilliant things from you.
What?
Kan?
Really?
Ya, itulah.
I guess. Oh, maybe I'm very limited to school writing because in school you only write like
Do
your
you write your own things?
your favorite
Like outside
holiday.
of school?
Do I write my own things outside of school? My favorite holiday, yeah. Do I write my own things outside of school? A lot. I write a lot on Facebook. But it's not really famous. I write a lot on Facebook. I like to post what I think about strength.
I saw this one posting. You want to like song lap duit negara or something.
Oh my god! It's a
What
joke.
was that?
Very dark joke. Very dark joke. It's a joke. I don't know. It's just a joke. Very dark joke.
But it felt like something.
It felt like something. Really? Yeah. It's just. It's just a joke, because I don't know. I have a really. I have a really bad humor. I like humor that maybe mean. Like, obviously, I don't want to do that. I like to live. I don't think money brings. I wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke that I really like to.
Maybe here's an idea.
Yeah.
You might want to venture into like creative writing, like theaters, plays.
Theater play. I love theater
Because
play.
What we've been discussing is about you, about people, about life, and maybe you can translate it to something else that can represent
Wow.
our society, your parents, you yourself, a different type of Allison maybe, and Who knows?
Yeah, I like that. It's very in touch with what keeps a human alive. I love that. It's very I remember this one post that says like, okay, we have math, we have laws, we have science. This is what life is. But art, music, this is what makes life worth living. It's like a movie. I like that. Worth living. I don't know. It's like
Dead Poet Society.
Hmm?
Dead Poet Society.
I think so.
That's
I
fair.
like that. Yeah. It's like we have laws, we have science, we have all these
So
facts.
that we can live for these things.
Yeah, we can live for these things, but we have art, we have music, we have creative. This is what makes life worth living, and I totally see that 100% because I used to be like a very black and white person, you know, and then I discovered that. I think I heard like a burp or something, and then I discovered all of this expression. I love writing. Actually, I love reading about beautiful writing, and this when I realized like it's very beautiful. These two can complement each other. It's not just this side and then throw away all that. These two can actually complement each other. That's why when you said like make a theater play that represent a life or something, or make a writing represent our society, I like that idea very much because I think humans are naturally creative, right? Because I remember this one thing they said that everybody says they want to become an artist, but then they remember like it's hard to make money out of it. But it's good to realize that if we don't need money, perhaps in another alternate universe, we would all choose to become an artist. Like human naturally choose to become an artist. If they don't think about the money, don't think about the bills and taxes, etc. So that is very beautiful about humans, that humans are naturally in tune with the beauty of life. Because I guess us as humans, we tend to forget that we are part of nature. We are so fixated in our own world that with all these rules, the external world, external problems, that we forgot that we are part of nature. We are naturally in tune with the beauty of life. Arts, one of the most important one.
I kind of understand why she's winning all this public speaking.
Why?
You're so engaging. Like I give you one thing and you can throw like ambek.
It's just like
Maybe if not creative writing, maybe you can go into radio.
a bit
Why
like
not?
Kupi FM. Wait, is that radio? Is that radio?
That's
Right?
radio,
Kupi FM, Hits FM. I don't. Okay.
Yeah, why not? Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes, you should start your own podcast.
What?
Oh, atau kau join Sip.
Can I?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Mari.
Yeah. I like that. I like the idea. I mean, if you think about it, it's the quality of your question that I like. It is not the quality of my thoughts, the quality of your question. It is your
Ini
question.
project ni.
No, it is your question that pulls a quality thoughts. If you ask a stupid question, you would get a stupid answer. But if you ask a good question, you would get a good answer. So all of my answers are all coming from your own question. You should give yourself that. A good interviewer. You know, good interviewer.
Anyone made you feel this way?
I think a lot. You know, you talk a lot to big people that does a lot of big things in music. So
Allison Chan,
yeah. What?
thank you.
Welcome.
Tak habis sini sebelum all hell breaks loose. I enjoy you. I enjoy having you here.
Thank you for
In my
having me.
studio.
Rumah.
I actually don't want this to end, but
One more question. One more
okay,
question.
one more question. Apa?
No question.
One more question.
Precious.
Yeah, ba?
Or just
I'm like
embarrassing.
worried like apa yang dia akan cakap lepas ni.
What?
Sip tu. Allison Chan.
You do research when you say our roads, our housing, and you know there's a problem in Sabah. And when I say if you had the power and it just clicks to you that you need to be a good person,
Yeah.
if you had one advice for our leaders,
Wow. For our leaders, yes.
because they need to listen, they need to hear from their rakyat.
True.
kan? So you as a rakyat,
Mm.
what's that one advice you can give? Not just one lah, not just one, like
Yeah.
one particular penampang YB, no.
In general.
In general.
What is one advice for them when we see all these problems that we have in Sabah, right?
I guess. I mean, whatever. Like
Whatever.
one, like wear matching socks, please. That's my problem.
I think the best thing a leader can do is to become empathetic. A lot of people said leaders have to be decisive. They have to make decisions based on based on their head. But I think that what if all leaders feel how their nation feel those people that don't get education, feel those people live in poverty and cannot get the house, get a roof above their head, feel the position of those people that cannot afford food on their table. They go on these parliaments, they serve all the solutions they have. We make all these things, we lower these prices. Okay, it's very good, it's solving, but obviously we need to have solutions to help those people. But a lot of, let's be honest, right? Let's take a look at a famous politician who sold rice for 7 ringgit 1 kilogram because the price of rice was on the hike at that time. And he said it's cheap. What does it show as a nation? What do we see in this leader? We see him as someone that clearly perhaps never tried poverty, doesn't even know the price of the rice. So he sold it 7 ringgit per kilogram, which is more expensive than the status quo of the rice. So that's when I realized that the best thing a leader can do is to be empathetic. Go down there. A leader is not on top and this is the nation. A leader is, you're down here, this is the people. We serve the people. We go down the road they go. We go as slow as we can to experience what are they going through right now, instead of just providing all this bull crap solution.
But they do go down there every 5 years.
During the election times. Exactly why. The point of being a good leader is to not persuade a power, is to not persuade a money. The point of leader is to contribute to society, I think. Being a leader, everybody is a leader, right? We are a leader to our own self sometimes. A lot of times, actually. Self-leadership is important. So before we try to lead the world, we should lead ourselves first. And we'll go from there, I think. You go down there every 5 years. Yeah.
Punya feel. That wasn't an answer, that was like a speech.
What? No, it was an answer. That was actually.
Allison Chan, thank you.
Thank you, Egan. I just want to say this is a very good one. I enjoy talking to you. Thank you to Chimarinette. Thank you, Ate. Sorry, Ate.
Gagal.
Thank you, Ate. And someone wanted a mention. Mr. Chris Roger said, "Don't forget to mention my name." So I want to thank to everyone, and everyone who has been very supportive of your show, your audience.
Yes, we are very.
Thank you for
appreciative.
everyone that catches up with the Sip Sip show, who listens to Egan, our incredible interviewer here.
This has been a Sip Sip show, and like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next time lah. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Bye.